No one in the world of celebrities seemed to want to miss what transpired at Wimbledon. You will experience an emotion that is truly hard to describe when you learn who was in those stands watching Alex play and comprehend the type of individuals who were staring at a 21-year-old from Quezon City. Because this isn't simply a tennis tale anymore. This is not merely an athletic tale. At this point, the worlds of fashion, movies, boxing legends, and tennis aristocracy all simultaneously gazed in the same direction. They were all staring at a Filipino girl who used to train in ruffled socks after school and who defeated the defending champion in straight sets to go to the Wimbledon round of 16. Give that a moment to land. The Wimbledon round of 16 matchup with Ig Swiatek, the reigning champion, the third-ranked player in the world, and one of the sport's most decorated active players. Alex defeated me in straight sets. Furthermore, the viewers in the stands weren't just regular people with nice seats. They were the type of individuals whose presence at any event instantly transforms the discourse surrounding its significance. Let's go through each of them individually because each name on this list reveals something unique about the story's reach and the extent of its audience. There was Andrew Garfield. Let me assist you if that name doesn't immediately resonate with you. In particular, he is Spider-Man. He is the Spider-Man from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, the Peter Parker that a generation of fans grew up with, and the one who made a comeback with the other two Spider-Men in Spider-Man No Way Home, one of the most poignant moments in recent memory. Anyone who sat in a theater and witnessed the third act already fully understands why that movie achieved historic box office numbers. Garfield, however, is more than just a superhero movie star. He is the type of actor who takes on challenging roles. He has starred in movies like Hacksaw Ridge, the true story of a World War II soldier who served without ever carrying a weapon, and Tick, Tick, Boom, which brought him great praise from critics. A film that was both incredibly touching and brutal at the same time. He starred in one of the most acclaimed movies of its time, The Social Network, which tells the tale of Facebook's creation and the relationships it shattered. This man, who has strong artistic credentials in a variety of genres, was watching Alex in the Wimbledon stands. Not because he had to be there. Not because it was an appointment. Because he was drawn to this story in the same way that millions of people who had never given tennis much thought before this fortnight were drawn to it. Tom Hiddleston was another. Tom Hiddleston has been portraying the god of mischief, Loki, in numerous films, so if you are familiar with the Marvel Universe, you know precisely who he is. And a television show for more than 10 years. He was the main adversary in the first Avengers movie, the villain whose plan united the original team, and the figure who, in many respects, set the connected world on its current course. In addition, he has performed in significant dramatic roles outside of the realm of franchises, such as Kong Skull Island, which put him in a totally different kind of blockbuster terrain. In those Wimbledon stands, Hiddleston and Garfield were observing Alex. There were two of the most known faces in the world of film at a tennis tournament because the player had created the kind of pull that causes people to change their plans in order to attend. However, Hollywood actors were not the only guests on the guest list. There was Anna Wintour. Here is a brief explanation of the significance of Anna Wintour's presence. She served as Vogue's editor-in-chief from 1988 until 2025. Her career was so long and influential that the fashion industry she shaped during that time is practically what it is now. She is considered by many to be the most influential person in the world of fashion. Completely stop. The strongest, not among the strongest. The Devil Wears Prada is a movie for a reason. And the reason is that Anna Wintour's reputation and aura served as a major inspiration for the main character. Millions of individuals who were not directly involved in the fashion industry were able to gain insight into the world she lives in and the influence she possesses thanks to the movie and its follow-up. There is significance when Anna Wintour appears. It indicates that the event she is attending has progressed beyond being intriguing to becoming culturally significant in a way that is officially acknowledged by her participation. She was watching Alex at Wimbledon. Consider the implications for the story's current position in the larger cultural discourse. This is no longer limited to tennis circles, sports media, or even the fervent Filipino community that has followed every detail from the start. The reason this has reached the pinnacle of the world's fashion and cultural establishment is not because of a marketing campaign or a well-planned media strategy, but rather because a 21-year-old from Quezon City played tennis so brilliantly and talked about her journey so candidly that the most powerful individuals from a variety of industries felt compelled to be in the building. In those stands was Simone Ashley as well. Her name may be most instantly linked to Bridgerton, a historical drama on Netflix that went on to become one of the most popular shows the platform has ever created. In this series, she played a key role and gave a performance that captured everyone's attention. Since then, she has starred in the F1 movie, which introduced motorsport into a cinematic setting that appealed to people far beyond the typical racing fanbase. She was there for Alex at Wimbledon. Maria Sharapova is another. Even if the celebrity appearances are important, they can't quite match the weight of this one. Sharapova is a former world #1 tennis player, a 5-time Grand Slam champion, someone who won Wimbledon at the age of 17, and one of the most well-known athletes in the world throughout the course of a 2-decade career because she is neither a movie star nor a fashion icon. She is fully aware of what Alex's job requires. She is familiar with the sensation of pressing on grass. She is familiar with the sound of center court when the entire crowd is behind you. From within, she is aware of the precise weight of a Grand Slam moment. She also openly declared that Alex is a true star, not that she has promise or potential. This is the specific aspect that sets Sharapova's remark apart from all the other celebrity responses. The element that turns it from a kind remark into a truly poignant full-circle moment. Alex has a picture from her early years, when she was still developing the goals and aspirations that would ultimately lead her to Wimbledon and still figuring out who she wanted to be as a tennis player. She is standing next to Maria Sharapova in that picture, the same Maria Sharapova who recently referred to her as a real celebrity. The peer is now the idol. The individual who stood for what was feasible is now seeing it come to pass. There aren't many times in an athlete's journey where the distinction between the youngster looking up and the adult being looked up to can be seen in a single picture. That moment is now Alex's, and it will always be hers. Billie Jean King made contact as well. Here's what you should know if you need context for that name. Billie Jean King is more than just a former world tennis champion. She is among the most important athletes in all of sports history. At a time when the establishment was totally against it, she battled for equal prize money for women in tennis. In front of millions of people, she defeated Bobby Riggs in the 1973 Battle of the Sex, which was both a sporting event and a cultural milestone. She has spent decades promoting inclusiveness and equality in ways that have really influenced the professional sports industry. Billie Jean King's remarks regarding tennis players have a decades-long backstory. She praised Alex and described the contest as enjoyable to watch. That is hardly a light-hearted remark coming from the lady who has probably done more for women's tennis than anyone else in history. That speaks to the importance of what Alex is creating and the significance of her accomplishment in the broader context of women's sports. The most well-known Filipino athlete in the annals of international sport is Manny Pacquiao, an 8-division world boxing champion. A man who was raised in normal Santos City poverty and rose to become a world champion in a way that profoundly demonstrated to the entire country what is possible no matter where one begins. He commented. He offered his support, and the moment's significance transcends celebrity endorsement because, when you see Pacquiao's name next to Alex's tail, you are witnessing the transfer of something across generations of Filipino greatness. The unique and remarkable experience of carrying a nation on your back on the largest platforms in the world and refusing to give up unites two athletes from the same country who are separated by sport and time. Pacquiao understands what it's like to be watched by the entire Philippines, and how that pressure can either break you or change you. That is what he has experienced. Across the course of decades of fighting in arenas all across the world, he has taken on that weight. Additionally, he observes that Alex is starting to comprehend it in her own unique way. He is not endorsing a trend as a celebrity when he declares his pride. He is speaking from the perspective of someone who has traveled a different version of the same path and can identify the footsteps. Let's now take a step back and examine Saturday's events in their whole. Because the celebrity response only makes sense when you consider the caliber of what Alex truly accomplished on